We're Steven and Andy, caffeinated travelers on a mission to see all 50 states. But first we have to get our new Sprinter camper van home and shaped up for the journey.
Last you saw us, we were running from the weather and making our way south from Portland, Oregon, down through California. Today, we pick up in state number 2, Arizona, but we're seeing a new part of it, and then we're heading to a brand new state to us, New Mexico. First, we gotta see some giant cacti.
Just got our annual pass. It's $80 and it's good through November of 2023. And I have a feeling now that we have this van, we're gonna get our money's worth out of it.
This is the reality of YouTubing. We set up the shots. I get out, I walk ahead of the car. He drives through the scene, and now I gotta hike my butt up to where he stopped up there. This is Saguaro National Park, named for these massive saguaro cacti that grow here. These things are huge.
These little cacti are just babies, but when they get to be about 75 years old, they start to sprout arms like this guy.
These cacti grow to be as tall as 4 stories, and they live to be about 175 to 200 years old. When they do start dying, they actually start to bend back down towards the ground, and they look very woody, almost like normal trees, like this thing right here behind me. We're currently driving the Bajada Loop, which takes us among all of these cacti, as well as to a spot where we're gonna do just a short hike. It's about all we got time for, but it's gonna be worth it.
If you've got the time, and or you like hiking a lot more than we do, there are tons of trails here that take you up the mountain, and all throughout you get right among all the cacti.
We've taken a detour just off of the loop onto Signal Hill Trail. And this is where we're gonna do our short hike. It's really more of a walk, I guess. It's about a quarter mile each way, in and then back out. But we're gonna see something really cool.
We've seen signs telling us to watch out for rattlesnakes, scorpions, and Gila monsters, whatever those type of lizards are. We haven't seen any of them so far, but we're definitely keeping our eyes peeled.
Oh my gosh, can you see them up there?
Oh yeah.
These are paintings and carvings in the rocks. They're called petroglyphs. They were created centuries ago by the Hohokam Indians, and some of them are even as old as 1,000 years.
So incredible.
We're gonna go get closer. We're getting quite the view up here, aren't we?
Pretty awesome. Look, this one has some animals. It's like a ram or something like that.
Apologies if I sound like a broken record, because I know we say this all the time. But even on these short hikes, don't forget your sunscreen and your water. It gets hot out here. So if you haven't seen our previous video, then you should know that this trip wasn't exactly planned. Everything came together last minute when we had to fly out to Portland to pick up the van. And at first, we thought we would just go kind of straight across the country, kind of a northern-ish route. But then we saw the weather and decided probably not a good idea in a massive vehicle that we're still getting used to driving. So instead, we came down the west coast and we are taking an extreme southern route. This is all the time we have for Saguaro National Park. However, we are headed to New Mexico next, and we have another national park that we're visiting tomorrow. But not before we wild camp for the very first time. We just got to Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is where we're spending the night before we hit White Sands National Park in the morning. We thought we were arriving in time to have some light by which to choose our first campsite. It's 6 p.m., people. Why is it so freaking dark here? Anyway, I have a feeling that we're gonna have a gorgeous view to wake up to. We're right at a trailhead. There's some mountains over here to our right. There's a city over here to our left. I have a feeling this is gonna be really beautiful in the morning. We're gonna settle in, get some dinner, and then get some rest so that we are bright and fresh for tomorrow morning. See you then. Good morning.
Morning.
Time to see what our first wild camp looks like. It's so quiet and peaceful out here. It's really beautiful.
We learned a lot about white sands, which we'll share with you in an upcoming bonus content short. But what we really came here for was to sled. Which didn't quite go as we'd hoped.
This is not going well.
We're flying!
I'm gonna get pants full of sand. I think we need to find a steeper hill.
Try over here. Looks smooth.
Yes! Oh my God! I told you to watch out.
She took me out.
We're not making it look so good, but trust us, it's a lot of fun. I think I got a little bit of sand in my shoe. We're not supposed to take it home with us, but I think it's kind of inevitable.
We had a warning light come on the car. So we are here at this heavy truck repair stop in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And we're just gonna make sure everything's okay before we carry on. Last thing we need is a breakdown in the desert.
Well, they couldn't help us at that mechanic. The nearest Mercedes dealer is in El Paso, so we're going to take a detour from our route to Roswell, head over to El Paso instead, and we've got our fingers crossed that they'll be able to help us when we get there.
We did try calling a couple times, but no one from service can answer right now. So we're just gonna head on down there so that we can get there before they close, and hopefully it works out for us. Worst case scenario, maybe we end up spending the night in El Paso and we'll get it fixed tomorrow.
Shout out to Mercedes-Benz in El Paso. We had to go about an hour and a half in the complete opposite direction of where we were planning to today. We were heading up to Roswell, New Mexico, which is northeast from where we were, near just past Las Cruces. However, the nearest Mercedes-Benz dealership was down here in El Paso, Texas. So I'm gonna have to do some reevaluating of plans and see where we're gonna end up next. We had a couple stops along the way that we had planned, some things we were really looking forward to. Gonna see if we can still salvage that for tomorrow. However, in the meantime, I think while we're here, we need to find ourselves some good Tex-Mex food? I don't know. Or should we find tacos? What's good to eat in El Paso? Well, by the time y'all are watching this, we will be gone from here, so I guess we're gonna have to figure that out for ourselves. But if you do have recommendations, just in case we find ourselves back here again, put them below in the comments.
All right, we are 11 days into this road trip, and I think it's finally time I try to drive. Steven's been doing a great job holding it down, letting me relax in the passenger seat. But yeah, I mean, I gotta drive this girl too. It's only fair. So now's the time. Talk about luck. So since we've had this vehicle, we've had a few of these warning lights coming on the dash. I mean, it's a very smart car, but sometimes that's annoying because it constantly wants you to check this fluid or check that level or something or another.
Remove some of that fluid.
Remove some of that fluid. And as you saw, we already had to make a stop at a Mercedes dealership to get it serviced because we weren't sure if one of the lights that came on was serious or not, and we just wanted to make sure we were safe. Anyhow, we have left El Paso. We're going through Texas. As you can see here, there's not a whole lot around us. And another one of our warning lights came on to check a fluid. And I just figured, well, I'm just gonna find the next place where it looks like there's enough of a shoulder to pull over, and we're just gonna check it here because there's really no civilization for like another 30 miles or so. We're headed off to Marfa right now, and we're about, 30 5 miles out from there, and I pulled over on the gravel, and then I noticed this truck pull over just ahead of us, and a woman getting out of it. And I look, and there's this really weird building, and I'm thinking, that's really familiar. And it turns out that thanks to this check levels light that came on the engine, we stopped right at the Marfa Prada. We would have probably blown right by it if not for this vehicle. So.
Jeff stuff kind of freaks me out.
Whoa! And that is a black widow.
We were finally on our way again, and we saw the giant movie set installation at Wyatt Ranch before heading into town. Marfa is this great little artsy town in West Texas, and if you're here and you have the time, there are tons of cute little galleries and shops all over that you definitely should check out.
We made it to Marfa just in time for lunch, which is perfect because we heard about some pretty epic burritos here, and we've been looking forward to trying them. Turns out, however, that we heard about them before you know what. Unfortunately, one place is closed at 2 o'clock, and it's just after 2 o'clock, and the other place, the one we really wanted to try, is closed permanently. Unfortunately, that happened during the pandemic. So, we're gonna punt, we're gonna walk around the town a little bit, see what we see, and pick a place to eat on the fly. So we're here on a Tuesday, and you know how this song goes if you've watched us before. Places are closed. Lots of the shops, the galleries, and the restaurants are closed until Friday. So it seems like the best time to be here is on the weekend. However, we did find a great place to go get some food real quick. And what we have in mind to do next, it's open all the time. Okay, we are at the Marfa Lights viewing point, about 9 miles outside of Marfa, and this is actually where we're gonna camp for the night. They allow wild camping here, so we're gonna stay here for free. We're already set up, we're gonna catch the sunset, and then hopefully we'll see some Marfa Lights. This is a phenomenon that is only seen maybe about 12 nights out of the year, so our chances are not so good. However, there are these glowing orbs that will show up on the horizon in the direction of Marfa. Some people say they're ghosts, some say they come from aliens, and then others have more scientific explanations like gases or different layers of temperatures in the air or something like that, causing these amazing illusions. I don't really care what it is, it would just be cool to see. So I guess they're gonna be out this way somewhere.
Kind of a shame we're here before we're fully moved into the van. Like, that would be really cool. We could pull out the awning and have our lawn chairs out here and get a full effect on the sunset.
Oh, that would be amazing. I can't wait till we can do all of that stuff. Everybody wants to be on YouTube.
No lights. I don't know when we're supposed to see see them, but nothing right now.
I kind of see a light right at the horizon. It's sort of like a speck. I don't know what they mean by basketball-sized orb, but I do see a light. I don't know if that's a Marfa light or not.
It's a light in Marfa. Maybe not the Marfa light. Can't see anything out here. It is just too dark. All right, can't pick it up on the video, but yeah, there's definitely some kind of light on the horizon. Now we've got people's headlights here.
Not to mention, yeah.
Way off on the horizon, I see a twinkling light. But it could honestly just be a light on a building or in a building far, far, far off in the distance.
Yeah.
Or maybe we are seeing the Marfa light.
It's either an alien or it's a light on a building.
All right, let us know in the comments what you think, even though you can't see it.
It's been a couple days. We made our way across Texas, took some time to just kind of catch up with ourselves, get some work done.
Yeah, we met some new friends. That was definitely a highlight. Dara and Ian from Magenta Otter Travels. Thank you so much for your hospitality. We spent the night with them, and it was awesome.
Got a
getting to know
hot
them
shower.
more.
That
Yes.
was amazing. And they fed us home-cooked meals.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Now, we've made our way up north, as you can probably tell by our attire, because it is definitely colder here.
Yep.
We're in, ironically, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we won't be getting into any hot springs while we're here.
Bummer.
We've got just this afternoon. We got to head out tomorrow morning and very quickly make our way back to North Carolina. But we're gonna check out the town a little bit and see what it's about.
You can see the steam coming up, but no actual water. Is that one hot or cold?
It's hot. There are 7 fountains around town. 5 of them are cold. 2 of them are hot.
5 are hot, 2
No.
are cold.
5 of them are hot. 2 of them are cold. And we got a hot tip online that if you bring a tea bag and a mug, you could brew some tea right out of there.
Oh, that feels really hot. Oh, wow.
Nice, huh?
It's really good, but it's almost too hot. See all that steam coming up? Oh, yeah, now we can see some water.
We're definitely putting this on our list to come back to when we have time to enjoy one of the bathhouses and do some window shopping because they've got some really cute stuff in this town. There's also great hiking, so maybe if we're feeling motivated, we'll take one of the trails as well. I'm sure there's some beautiful views around here.
Got it.
We have 2 more days of this trip. One stop tomorrow, and then we're back home in North Carolina
Yep,
the day
that
after
was
that.
fast.
Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's stop we're gonna share with you guys in next week's vlog because it's a Harvest Host stop. And next week we're gonna share all of the cool Harvest Host locations that we found along the way.
Yeah.
Thanks to our membership. So we'll tell you all about that. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as long as you're down there, hit that like button too.
Do it.
And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next
See you next time.